Hi there. Oh, let me check that that's going through. It is not. Oh dear. Wait, oh, okay. Nope, sound is going through. Alright, I'm just peeking like crazy. Let's dial that back a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. Please let me know if I am blasting your eardrums out. Okay, there we go. Hi, how goes it? Oh, it is night. Let me sleep. I think I just slept yesterday, but I always do like to reset my phantom clock. Plus, I don't know if anybody else needs or wants night. Nobody else is jumping into bed, so I guess we're good to get up. Okay, so I think last time we were here on ZombieCraft, I still haven't done a ton with my interior, but I have done a little. I've now got some chairs and a table, some shelves around my window and all that. I don't know how to balance that with the rest of everything being just pale oak, but we'll figure that out at some point. And then we have custom paintings here. So we have a painting of Scott, I'm guessing Lich Scott from Witchcraft SMP, summoning Zombie Cleo's Season 10 demon. So, yeah. Because of course, why isn't that the painting you would have right when you come into your home, right? That is the first thing you want to see. Okay, so I have a couple of things I want to do today, but the first is I want to reassemble the little shelter in the mushroom biome of the mining dimension, because that's the one I tend to make the most use of. We just had our monthly reset, so I shall go do that. Actually, I don't want to rock it over. I am not exactly rolling in rockets, but that may be one of the things we address today, because I do want to do some exploring. Oh good, it's daytime. Not that it would truly matter, because Mushroom Island, but yeah. Alright, so let's put it over here and have it facing the portal. So folks have been putting together these kits for each of the mining dimension portal spots. So what I've contributed is the already attuned compass, and then the blocks to build the shelter, which I'm trying to remember. I think it was actually 5s. Okay. actually. There we go. Go. There we go. Okay, I really thought I had... Those are all iron. Alright, well, we can certainly get more. Really, I'd be better off going for some of the taller ground mushrooms. Like this one. And honestly, I shouldn't need that much. There we go. Now, you can do that, but that's fine. Gonna have to take that down. So this may not have been the greatest spot, but it's fine. Hey, Kavichek, how are you? Okay. I think this was how I did it last time, but if not, this is the design this time. Maybe I should grab the bed and sleep off the rain. Okay. Actually, I might even need to do that. Well, yeah, that will help for... I do love using torches as temporary blocks. And then do that. There we go, that works a little more expeditiously. This is an excessive amount of care to put into a temporary thing that has to be rebuilt every month. I am aware. I am just silly like that. Yeah, I don't think I did it quite this way last time, but it's fine. And I'm gonna have to start taking some of these down. Come on. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem like I managed to cause any damage with that, at least. It's the one thing about building with mushrooms is having to watch out for ways that you can break stuff. Okay, and then I think at this point we are then looking at no. And this is going to become the top, and this is where it's going to flatten out. Okay. And because Mushroom Island, we don't have to worry about spawn-proofing the roof. Alright. Yeah, so it's a little different than last time, but it'll do. Alright. So let's get the other things from in here. Not that one though. This one. And those need to go in the barrel. Let's put the bed. There we go, that's what I was aiming for. All right, and the barrel has the compass, the makings of a beacon, and even enough iron to power it with. Let's put some oh yeah, it would be nice if we had a door. Okay. And then, oh right, no, the compass doesn't go in the barrel. The compass goes somewhere like here. And this is part of it. I think that's enough. Let's get these back. these go in here. Did I leave? Yeah, I left that out here. Okay. Honestly, these can go in the barrel. They don't have to be, because they're extras. And this goes in the barrel so that when it's time for... Oh, welcome, Keyberg, and thank you very much for that resub. Awesome. Thank you very much. Worky Lurky, absolutely understand. That is typically how I watch most streams, is to not in fact actually watch them, but rather lurk and listen while doing work. Okay, so there's our little mushroom shelter for the Mushroom Island in the mining dimension. Did I? Oh yeah, I didn't finish getting these down because I wanted to take care of the other torches first, or I think that was my rationale. Let's assume there was a rationale and that I didn't just squirrel. Not that that would be in any way unusual. Okay, so there's that little task done. I'm not going to go through to all the other areas. Usually the Mushroom Island's the one I tend to take care of. But if I do go to any of the others before their kits are brought through, I will do them. For today, we have some other things on the agenda. Starting with a trip to the shopping district. Oh, and I do want to give a shout out of thanks to Rising Phoenix, who gave me a lovely gift of an axolotl after the last stream. And I am now going to have to think of something to do for them. Oh yeah, we have Did You Die boxes here. But where I'm gonna head is over to the shopping district. There we go. Oh, I just remembered something I had forgotten to do. I'll tab out while I am relatively safe. Not quite as safe as on Mushroom Island, but, you know, relatively safe. Right, okay, there we go. Okay. Pop-up food shop with free food, that's very nice. Ah, right, we have a workshop spot. Ink shop up the ladder, that's new since last I was here. But something I learned at the Serper meeting on Sunday was that there are quests. There are a couple of different types of quests. So these are resource quests. And And these are adventure quests. So I have some exploration that I'm thinking of doing, but let's first see if we can combine this with something. Okay. Assign in 15 people's bases. I'm not going to randomly go into people's bases on stream. They might not want their bases shown, especially if they are early day work in progress. Win a duel with wood swords against Miku. Give people the Froglight advancement. Punch Cookie with a cookie made by Cookie. Terraform around Town Hall. That is done. Alright. So the adventure quests appear to all be kind of covered. What about materials for lighting up the Villager Trading Center sea floor? If that's one of them, maybe we'll do that. So, build interior in one room in the tavern attic. We have rooms that people can, that's the courtroom, okay. We have various rooms that people can make use of. I am not the best with interiors, so I don't think I'm jumping on that right now. Light up the seafloor of the Villager Trading Center with 3 stacks of lights. I think that much. 3 stacks of lights. Okay. I think we can do that. Somebody already did the piglin trap, I think. What? Bring Jade Moon a random flower. Okay, I don't believe Jade Moon is on, and I'm not going to tab the screen. Let's grab 3 frog lights, and it is night out. Are beds in here? Probably. It's an inn. There we go. Wouldn't be the worst idea while at the Villager Trading Center to also do something about getting smite on this and minting. So I think that might be an added challenge for me. So I think I will run home and grab some wheat. That's the only thing I'm really farming so far. Also built a minigame that gives you random quests for gathering items and get different collectibles as rewards. Cool. I will probably check that out after I do this, if I have not run out of time. With my propensity for squirreling, that is entirely possible. That I will simply run out of time, but if I don't, then I will go check that out. Alright, let's go get some wheat to trade. There are farms that produce tradables over there, but in fairness to everybody else, you need to AFK to replace that stuff. And I'm not going to do that on stream. So, come to think of it though, I should probably, did I really just, oh good. Let's put the firefly bush here, so that doesn't happen again. Pick up all the stuff that I just dropped everywhere, and replant. Okay. All these seeds can go, I don't even know where, probably in the shelves here. Actually, I'm right at the water. Don't use up rockets when you can use Riptide. And the reason I'm saying get, I always like to get Smite 5 on an axe. Celestial, a friend from another server, kind of sold me on that. It's always nice to be able to one-shot drowned, and if I'm lighting up the sea floor under the VTC, this is the shopping district, not the VTC, then would probably be good. Wait, what is this? Okay. Library. Forge. Okay. So that's what the... Do we have a composter? Tell me where the... farmers are. No. So I'm gonna guess that they may still be at the forge. Ooh, things... Every time I come here, things are a little different. Okay, so we have a few folks waiting around still for jobs. And yes, here are the farmers. All right. Who buys wheat? Nobody. Admittedly, carrots and potatoes are much better trades. Just doesn't happen to be what I'm growing. You're having a bad day. Oh, what? Oh. You guys have a reach. Okay. So I think it looks like we have been opting for better trades and don't have the other. So we'll just do this without smite and hope that we don't die. Okay, well, that has definitely been started. Actually, well, there's some areas that aren't yet done, looks like. Oh, it's not going to show underwater. Right, so that's useless. Oh. You know what else would have been good to get? Water breathing. that could have been a thing. Let's see if anybody's selling water breathing potions in the shopping district. Wait, nope, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Think very random collection of items. Okay. This looks to be all bee-related things. Very cool, but not what I'm currently in the market for. Still under construction, right? Okay. Looks like it's going to be a lovely place. What do we have here? Oh, right. This is I'm not going to show that. That is exclusive previews. What about this shop over here? Armor trims. I don't have 32 diamonds, otherwise conduit would also be a solution. I don't need any of those things right now. But this is where I got my Riptide Trident. Buying sand. Ooh, okay, that could be a way to get some diamonds. Free empty shelves to fill orders with. Okay, cool. Let's check the bridge. There's some interesting things for sale on the bridge here. Okay. It's looking like I may need to set up a potion shop again, which is cool because I really enjoy doing potions, but I actually thought since I hadn't done anything yet, somebody else might have beat me to it. Possibly not. Everything in the barrel is diamond for a stack. String and scaffolding. This appears to be all wool. This is the barter barrel. Okay. I think I'm striking out. I don't know if that's a shop. Oh yeah. Oh, work in progress. Okay. Oops. What did I just do? That's special. All right, this is where I love this one. It's shaped like a bucket, and it's all things that you can get in buckets. Luxury woods are not going to have potions. This, I see potions. Potions and stews. Okay, awesome. So maybe I don't need to do a potion shop this time. What's the deal? 3 potions for a diamond, that's pretty standard. Fill a shulker you choose of any potions for 9 diamonds. Okay, which works out pretty much the same, but you get a shulker with it. Hey, here, if you die, I'll empty your pockets for loose change. Okay. Invisibility for 1 diamond or the head of a wandering trader. Okay. Visibility, fire res, swiftness, leaping, weakness. Those are not all weakness. Night vision, swiftness, water breathing. Okay. Helps if you actually read the whole sign. Okay, so, and there is an ATM, good. Let's get a few. And I need an empty spot. 2, 3, 1, 2, oops, 3. Oh dear. Okay, let's not do that. I think if I go to put this back, I'm just gonna, yeah, exchange it. Unless I can get in here. So it'll be the third one over. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll just buy 3 for a single diamond. 24 minutes should do it, to be honest. Three potions, 1 diamond. There we go. Ooh, is night. Some other new things here. Terracotta shop. This looks interesting. Powder tower. Ooh, redstone. Okay, cool. We have a giant floating compass. For reasons? Can I get back to the inn? Here we go. Let's sleep this off if we can. I mean, hopefully they're in the walls and not right in the rooms, but still. How about I look at the things? Okay, this is one of the standard ones. Okay. And let's go back outside, wherever outside is. Here we go. No. Seriously, we need to do something about the noisy neighbors here. This way. And the forge probably is going to be the easiest place to jump down from. since it is central. Okay, so I had been looking over that away, because that is still under some of the spots that are part of the VTC. Going to sleep, have fun with the stream. Thank you so much, Kavachek. Pleasant dreams. Okay. All right, so I think, right, help if I took my potion. Could also have looked to see about getting a saddle for one of these guys, but 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5. 5. 3, 4, 5. We are almost clear of the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's go with that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this was where we were clear of the ring. Yep. Okay. Not that it has to be precisely 5. In fact, that is closer together than they really need to be. But that used to be the pattern that I used back when 7 was the number that we had to worry about for spawns. And I've just sort of always stuck with it. It helps when you're dealing with uneven area because then you don't have to math for changes in level. Okay. That's one stack done. Don't need one quite there. Now we are probably getting to where we're well clear of the ring now. So we can pull this in a bit to maybe here. Okay. Actually, let's pull that in and then buy another. And it is time for more potion. Okay. Right. 2 stacks done. Oh good, a drowned village. Where are we with regard to the ring now? Just about at the outer ridge. We would probably stand to go 1 line out. Okay. And let's go a little around this edge. Let's check where we are. Hello, B. You look a little lost. Okay, let's take this another step outward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, here we go. First customer. Okay, we are almost done with this final. Oh dear, we've got somebody with a trident. So, time for me to use mine. Hi there, happy guest. I go up? And can I get over to the portal entrance so that I can jump in and see if there's a bed in there? There used to be beds there, but I don't know if there are anymore. Oh, I am too high. And that is not how you go down. There we go. Oh, I'm still a little high up. So, is there a bed still over here? There is. Hi, Bee. Bee's not lost, he's folding laundry. That is, in fact, a lot of frog bites. I am doing a quest to light up under the Villager Trading Center with 3 stacks of frog lights, and I'm almost there. I have run out of water breathing. That is not water breathing, that's just water. So, let's see. Which side was I? I think I had worked my way over here. Yeah, I think those were some of the dark spots I was getting. Because the Villager Trading Center is going to go all the way out to this ring. It actually may be high enough that it doesn't need to be lit up under here as much, but better safe than sorry. There's probably a setting that would make light overlay work underwater, but I didn't look to see if I could figure that out. Okay, there's the last of our frog lights. That is 3 stacks done. Okay, so there's that quest complete. What time is it? It is just past 6. So I do still have, I did not do all of that. I only did 3 stacks worth. Quite a bit had already been done. So I just extended the perimeter out to make sure that it was going to go out through under the, what do you call it? The outer ring there. So my next thing is to, actually I don't need to start from there. I could have started from the BTC. Actually, I should see where some of these go. They probably go up to that ring up there. This is westward, so maybe I just search westward. I presume this is eventually where we will have our masons. Yep. All right, so I do have a project. It is not a base, it is a project that I thought of. It was something that had been being talked about earlier, prior to the start of the season, actually. And I'm not sure it'll end up happening, so I'm not going to go too far into it. But what I want to do is see if I can find what could be a good location for such a project. And it would definitely need to be well away from the VTC. Well, I will, I guess. So the very first server I ever played on, the ZombieCraft server, someone had built a kindling stand, was his name. And one of his big things was building cathedrals. And he would replicate actual cathedrals from, like, the real world. But the big one that he made at spawn was the central map of the entire server. And that was a geographically huge server. Due to a few things. But anyway, so people would grab maps and fly them around to, first of all, just get them to load in the first place, but then to update them periodically. So I had asked in Discord if anybody was still thinking about that, and I've not seen that anybody is. I was reminded that, you know, we're obviously going to have to do some, probably some like chunk trimming and updating stuff for the next couple of updates, because they both involve new biomes. But this is a project that would require periodic updating in any case. So that's just one particular instance of needing to update. Okay, we are running out of water, so we're gonna fly. I should have grabbed more rockets out of an ender chest when I was in an area that had ender chests, because I do not currently have an ender chest. That was dumb. I'm not that far out. I could go back, because I know there's some at the VTC. So let me do that, rather than be a complete idiot. I have not put anything like a decent amount of time into gearing up or leveling stuff up once I actually got the gear that I need. Like, I haven't upgraded stuff to the point it needs to be. I could have sworn I had gotten an ender chest, but I guess not. We're going back east. That should put us back in the right general direction. So in that particular project, and I don't anticipate taking this that far, it was intended to be a forever world, and it was the first time the server owner had ever run a multiplayer server, and I think learned why multiplayer servers are typically not forever worlds. So ultimately it wasn't, but it did last for many years with that first iteration, and so there were multiple cathedrals around the server that would have copies of the maps at the central one. So they were strategically placed so that you could go from that cathedral and update the chunks, the maps surrounding that cathedral, and they would all update at the spawn cathedral. I don't intend to do that. That's a little more than I have capacity for. It remains to be seen if I have capacity to pull this off. But part of what a project like this relies on is there being people who just plain like exploring for the sake of exploring. And we have a fair amount of those on here. So if there are folks who just like to explore for the sake of exploring and wouldn't mind bringing some maps along with them, that's one way you get all this stuff done. Okay. This was not well considered on my part, but should be fixable. Okay. Let's sleep for one thing and get some rockets out of an ender chest for another. Where's the ender chest? If I need 2 stacks, I am in serious trouble. But if I don't take them, it almost guarantees I'll need them. So yeah, let's do that. All right, which way? West. Not that it has to be west, but considering that's the direction I was going, might as well keep it up. So yeah, this would need to be well away from anyone's base and well away from any big community areas. Well, if I'm going to go on land, let's do it where it's lit up. Ideally, it would be probably over water or over plains, and then build it way up in the sky so that I don't have to worry about underground caves. needing to be lit up because everything would be out of despawn range. Because none of this needs to be particularly tall. Ooh. This is lovely. And that is somebody's base. So we're going to avoid doing any exclusive previews there. Another thing it would have been good to do before I set out on this might have been to grab a bed. We're not going back again. Once it's day, I will land somewhere that I can potentially find some sheep and fix the no bed situation. Thank you to whoever just slept. Lady Viv, thank you very much for that raid. Thank you, Seribot, for doing the shout out. Welcome, welcome, raiders. How goes it? Lady Viv, you know all about the project I am on because you were one of the main participants on ZombieCraft. In Kinningstan's world map. Actually, this might be a good enough stretch of ocean. Let's go back that way and grab some quartz. Mapamundi, that was it. I knew it had a cool name, I just didn't remember what it was. So I'm thinking I might take on something like that, not to the extent the Kinningstan did of having outposts all around the world. I am not quite that dedicated, and I think that's beyond my capacity. Okay, so we are at x negative 5770, basically. So I would want to get to at least negative 6070. It would also be a great idea if I had some blocks. Why do I not even have a shovel? You know, you still do it on every server you join? Everyone wants one. Oh, yeah. Well, when servers are a sane size, unlike that server got to be, it is a bit more doable for people to actually each have their own copy. I think half a stack of blocks should probably do it. All right. pointed west, and we're looking for negative 6070. Gotta lurk. Time for dinner. Have a wonderful dinner. Okay. We're at negative 6,000. I went overboard. Okay, and let's go for an even number on that too, negative 550. Okay. So that would be the center point. 300 blocks to blend back that away. Let's see what another 300 blocks west does. So that would be to negative 6370. So 6370, and let's find 550. Got a ravine under here, so this could be interesting. So you've already gone to lurk, so I'm realizing I did not ask how your stream was, what you were doing, any of the stuff you, oh my gosh. We're not marking this out. This is clear. Let's get back to that point that I'm thinking could be a center point. This is Danger Ocean, yes. But if I build at Y200, none of that should load. Shouldn't generally, even with vanilla, and our despawn distance is actually somewhat less on this server, so I might not even have to go really that high. All right, so if I'm going 300 south of negative 550, that would be negative 250. I'm trying to make sure this is all ocean. Ooh, portal. it's not quite. Let's see where we're at when we reach all that, and is that somebody's base? I see stuff that looks like it might not be natural. No, that's just tall grass. Okay, we're at almost all ocean, and I could just light this bit up. Because again, should be high enough not to be a problem. Finally done with the creaking experience. Oh, awesome. Again, bad streamer. Did not see that first of all and respond to that first of all. I'm sorry that I missed your stream. I'm gonna have to go check the VOD and see what the creaking experience is and what it entails. All right, so 300 this way would be negative 850. Oh yeah, that time when I said I was gonna find some sheep and make a bed. That was an interesting idea. Oof. Oh, that might be out of range. I might hit 850 before we get there. Just about. Okay. So I think this actually kind of works. Because I don't actually need it to have a radius of 300. I don't think. I need to do the math, which I will do off stream before I go putting in a claim. There's our center point. Okay, so honestly, have enough wing durability and rockets. I'm gonna just get out the boat and fly east. And I could even move that a bit further west, probably. If it looks like it's going to be too close to something. Or if I want to not hit those two patches of savanna, even at the edges. She has been working on that forever, and I have not, timing has just not worked for me to make any of those streams, so I have not seen any of it. Oh, hey. Place there will be beds. Nope, not in this one. Oh, and somebody beat me to it. Okay. Hey, kitty. Do I might not have Voxia on this instance because we're in 26.1. And it might not have been updated when I set up the instance, but I'm sure it is by now because the hermits use it and they've actually just updated to 26.2. So yeah. Actually, I think I'm getting into chunks I hadn't seen because I don't think I had seen all this spruce. So I have gotten off track. But we're heading in the general direction of 0, 0. So, you know, it's all good. That looks like a project, so I'm not gonna give exclusive previews of that. I think I need to be heading more south than east at this point. Well, no, about equal. Because we are at this point not going back to the VTC, we are going back to spawn. I hope. Oh yes, here's the No Whimsy district. We are indeed approaching spawn. The No Whimsy HOA home district. I think means I need to go this way. Although that doesn't seem quite right. Ah, here we go. And this is the Whimsy district, obviously. Okay. I need to do something about these elytra. Might as well all that up. Actually, I should see if it's possible to get brewing stand. In the shopping district, because I think I've still got a little time. Yeah, I do. Mob drops are here. I also need to figure out how to get to the end because I have heard that there is an ender. I have never been to the end yet, so I don't even know how to get to the stronghold. I will say, last season, I managed to not go to the end for at least half the season. Which was cool. I do not think that is likely to be a recurrent theme, but I am not super duper in a rush for the end, other than perhaps to visit the Ender. Enjoy your lurk, Bon. See if anyone is selling brewing stands or... Ooh, is this... Oh, this is Blazeman, right. No. I certainly didn't see anything like that before. Or anybody selling blaze rods even. I think that was a thing here. Ender chests were 2 diamonds each. Yeah, I think we need to fix this lack of ender chest situation. Okay. Buying sand. I may need to go dig up a whole bunch of sand and sell it. But that is not for right now. Okay. What's over here? Jeremiah's who knows what shop? Okay. The law services, right? I'm not going over there. No, I don't think anyone is. Do we have... I think this is still in progress. Doesn't look like anything's for sale here yet. Okay. What's this? Welcome to the... What? Bone zone. Bone meal, bone blocks. And just plain bones. Convenience. Blaze rods, yes! That's up here, okay. One bundle free with purchase, okay. So wait, blaze rods and redstone, 1 diamond. So yeah, I'm fine with that because I really only need 1. Okay. And free bundle. We'll go with blue. Love the color scheme. Okay, let's head home and make myself a brewing stand because it is absolutely criminal that I have not done that yet. Oh, I missed the line above. You're packing for the long weekend. It's a long weekend? Oh, right! Right, because Canada Day is on the 1st. Sleep. Time to sleep. Okay, I believe I've got cobble up here. Yep. Do I need cobble or do I need stone? That's how long it's been since I've made one of these, so I'll grab 3 of each. Cobble. Okay, now the thing of it is, because I have decorated the shelves in this way, the brewing stand cannot, as is my usual habit, go on top of any of the workstations. Is there a workstation I want to have here and don't, that this could go on top of over here? Loom, probably. I will eventually want to make. I don't have a string to make one though. Okay, well for now it can just go here, and we'll put those in there. And there we go. And we'll put these here. All right. Could also stand to get some netherwort and all that good stuff, but that's a later problem. What else to do? We've done a quest. We found what I think is going to be a decent location for this Mapamundi project. Once I take the time to check the spreadsheet and make sure of a few things and do some math. Make sure I don't need, I'm thinking I don't need 300 by, well, it would really be 600 by 600, a 300 radius. But I could be wrong. Maybe I do need more, maybe I need that, maybe I need more than that. This isn't a large enough server to need to separate out the map areas, I don't think. But that is something to consider as well. Okay. I'm not sure what else to do. Actually, one thing I want to do is just look and see, did I swear I had a shovel. Did I put it in one of these? No, those are... That was what I thought I might have done, is wherever I had my old discarded stuff, maybe I had left it with them, but no. Well, We don't have masons to trade with yet. Alright, we don't need to fix that right this moment. Dealing with gear is an off-stream problem. Oh, you know what I could also do is just check up here. I didn't even notice that had been added. That's something, is what that is. That used to be a cookie. Now the cookie is down, oat and raisin cookie is down there. And what is that, a beholder? Okay, post office. So we have our post office here. Mine is down on a level 2. And in fact, do I have any? I do not. Okay, it's the person next to me who's lit up. Okie doke. I really love this whole design. It reminds me of the like Hanging Gardens of Babylon, even though I don't think that's what. But something about just the vibe. I hadn't noticed all the animals on the outside. That is cool. That's really neat. I might just call it, even though we're not at 2 hours quite yet, because I am not sure what is a thing that I could do in this short amount of time that would actually be interesting. Not that interesting is always a criterion for what I do on stream. Sometimes I do nothing but shovel sand or chop trees. But that's not today. Today we actually did some stuff. So I think I'm gonna call it. And let me put up the thank you screen. Thank you very much for hanging out, whether you chatted, whether you lurked, whether you raided. I appreciate each and every one of you. And let me see where we can raid. Who is up? I don't know that there's anybody up for ZombieCraft. Oh, but Calendar Storm is up and in category, but is approaching 3 hours. I'm not sure how long he tends to go. But we can go over and say hello. So again, thank you very much for hanging out. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.